Good morning in the Americas, good evening in Asia, good afternoon in Europe and Africa. It's exactly 4 p.m. here in Nairobi, time for Citizen TV Briefs. My name is Jamie Mbogo. Let's get you informed on some of the stories making headlines across the country. Now, activists Bob Njagi and Nicholas Oyo, who were released from captivity in Uganda last week, now say that their arrest was as a result of a fear by President Yoweri Museveni's regime that they could incite Gen Zs in Uganda. The two, in a press conference, say they were held at a military training facility for 23 days, where they were tortured and questioned about their mission in Uganda. They say the place had over 150 people, all who remain in custody without trial and whose arrest or abduction were allegedly ordered by President Museveni's son, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. The two have called on the international community to intervene and address events happening in the country.
I was tortured on the second day during interrogation. I was removed from the cell, blindfolded, taken to a room, chained into a chair like this on one hand. One officer at the back, another officer in the front. The one in the front would hit me with blows while I'm being asked, because they took our phones. And so they would go through the phones and ask us question, who is so-and-so? Who is funding this movement? What have you come here to Uganda to do? So these were all interrogations on the second day. Thereafter, they gave us painkillers, paracetamols. That's all we got, so that we can heal quietly for those 38 days when in that place. We were denied all basic hygiene. We used to pee in a small kind of tin, the water, the paint tin, that's a toilet.
So we were taken to the safe house, and there, now it was lock-in. That was lock-in, no seeing out, no getting some small sun, no getting any good fresh air. Yeah, it was a mess there, but after 14 days we were removed. And when we were removed for those 14 days now, after 14 days, we were removed at about 6:30, I think 6 to 6:30 there. And now we are being taken to Busia. But before that, they have not told us where we are going. So we are not sure if this is now a decision has been made. So we are like, okay, let us hope that you are going to be also matters if that is what is had to happen.
And of course, it's good to have them back home, and you can tune in later on at 9 p.m. They will be sharing some of that story on what transpired in Uganda. Now, moving on, the Kenyan government has been challenged to offer asylum to Tanzanian opposition members who have fled persecution in their own country. Opposition leader and lawyer Professor George Wajackoyah says he is currently hosting a couple of Chadema leaders who are in the country seeking refuge. The Chadema leaders say the situation in their country is untenable as the killings, abduction and torture of those opposed to the Samia Suluhu administration continues.
Tarehe moja, tarehe mbili kulikuwa na mauaji makubwa sana yanaendelea katika nchi yetu. Na sababu kubwa ya watu kuuawa ni ile madai ya kutaka mfumo huru wa uchaguzi, kutaka katiba mpya, vijana hawajasikilizwa kwa muda mrefu, na hata kabla ya uchaguzi hali haikuwa nzuri Tanzania. Yani ndani tu ya mwezi mmoja, mwezi ule wa 10 kuelekea uchaguzi, vijana zaidi ya 54 walikuwa wametekwa na mpaka sasa hivi haijulikani waliko.
Inatisha kuona kwamba taifa ambalo ilikuwa ni Eden ya amani na utulivu imegeuka kuwa uwanja wa damu kabisa. Kwa hiyo mimi na wenzangu na mamia ya vijana wa Tanzania wamekimbia maeneo mbalimbali ya nchi kuokoa maisha yao.
As you know, the situation in Tanzania has become very volatile. Frequent abuse of human rights and no condemnation from African leadership. I therefore act both as a lawyer and a leader of Roots Party in Kenya to bring to the realization of the world that at this particular time and moment, Africa should not be having issues of refugee matters.
Now, President William Ruto has called out the opposition, saying the leaders lack a clear agenda for Kenyans apart from their one-term mantra. The president, who began his 4-day tour of Ukambani region in Makueni County today, said he would defeat any opposition candidate at the ballot in the 2027 presidential race. The head of state launched several projects, including roads, dams and affordable housing in the county.
mtu ambaye mpango hana, sera hana, agenda hana, akili hana. Huyo ni mtu ya kuchagua? Acheni bwana, watu tusiharibu nchi yetu na watu ambaye ni watu bure. Hii Ukambani imechelewa kwa upinzani siku mingi. Na ndio mimi nimekuja hapa kuwaeleza mapema mchana, niwaambie ya kwamba tukienda mbele, mimi sitakubali Ukambani tena ikae upinzani, sitakubali tena mambo ya Ukambani ibaki nyuma kwa mambo ya maendeleo.
Sisi tukiongea mambo ya stima na barabara na masoko, na nyinyi mkuje muongee sera yenu, wacheni kuleta chuki, ukabila na kisilani kwa wananchi. Ama mnasemaje Kilome? Nyinyi mko kwa 2 term ama mko kwa Kamria? Mko kwa 2 term. Hii ya William Ruto. Mko kwa 2 term.
And from politics to the corridors of justice, where several bags of copper cables valued at 1.6 million shillings were produced in a Nairobi court today as prosecution evidence in a case where a woman has been charged with handling stolen energy equipment. Investigating officer Nicholas Olesina told the court that the recovered items included high-voltage copper cables and components from Safaricom, Ketraco and American Telecommunication, adding that the accused, Sheila Chow, had no registration certificate as required by law and could not produce any documentation or contact details to show the source of the cables. The accused, through her lawyer, told the court that she had purchased the cables from several suppliers, including East Africa Cable and ESCO Uganda.
Are you aware those companies buy goods from East African Cables Limited?
Ketraco?
All of it.
No, I haven't seen any document from East African Cable, Your Honor.
So I'm now telling you that they buy from East African Cables Limited.
I'm not aware whether Ketraco or any other company buys from East African Cable.
Where does she buy her products from? Did you bother to know?
She didn't present any documents to me to show me that she bought her from where.
To education matters, where junior secondary school teachers in Kericho County are calling on Teachers Service Commission TSC to employ more than 20,000 JSS teachers on permanent and pensionable terms, saying many continue to work under uncertain conditions without job security or medical cover. The teachers say despite government's recent rollout of nationwide medical insurance cover to educators, most junior secondary school teachers remain excluded because they are employed on contract terms. The Kenya Union of Post-Primary Educators, Teachers, that is KUPPET, Kericho Executive Secretary Mary Rotich is urging the Teachers Service Commission to prioritize the absorption of all junior secondary school teachers to ensure fair treatment and improved working conditions.
Today we are here just to remind Teacher Service Commission that there are interns who are employed on internship, the science teachers, that are yet to receive any communication from the commission. Their term of service is coming to an end, and yet there is no one who has told them anything. We want to hear only one voice, and that voice is confirmation of the interns.
We want to ask the government to come clear and tell the Kenyan teachers that the Ministry of Education is saying there is no money, and the Ministry of Treasury is saying they will confirm us. Let them come out and tell us the truth, because we want confirmation now. Our business is confirmation.
Police in Rongo, in collaboration with the Law Society of Kenya, have arrested a woman who allegedly masquerades as an advocate along the Kisii-Migori border. Rongo Sub-County Commander Salim Fundi said an operation is ongoing and is aimed at flashing out fake advocates who are conning members of the public. LSK Chairperson Kisii Chapter Davin Biaki said the raid led to the confiscation of fake stamps and an unauthorized use of seal of an existing law firm without the proprietor's knowledge. The operation to weed out fake lawyers is set to continue.
Na wananchi wanaenda kupata huduma kutoka kwao wakijua kwamba ni mawakili ili hali si mawakili. Waliweza kukamata mtu mmoja kwa jina aitwa Judith Otina, miaka 31, na akashtakiwa kwa makosa ya impersonating. Alikuwa anajifanya kwamba yeye ni advocate akitumia jina la Collins Ario advocate ili hali yeye si wakili.
Some rogue members of the public decide to just open shops, kiosks, and purport to be advocates offering legal services. Some members of the public sought for legal services, and that particular individual offered the said legal services. They stamped a document, actually they certified and they signed the same document, and they were paid.
And away from that, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission says it will sustain the crackdown on graft in devolved units, including what it says is budgeted corruption stemming from county assemblies. Now, in a statement delivered on his behalf in Kisumu, EACC Chief Executive Officer Abdi Mahmoud decried the increasing involvement of members of the County Assembly in the issuance of tenders which violate the Conflict and Interest Act. The Commission also urged recruitment agencies to verify academic certificates to prevent avenues of loss of public funds through salaries paid to unqualified individuals.
There is a growing belief among Kenyans that some public officials, especially in the counties, have betrayed the public trust and transformed their entrusted roles into opportunities for personal enrichment, using their positions to benefit themselves, their families, friends, and associates. In our view, from where we sit as EACC, these concerns are not unfounded.
The EACC has yielded greater awareness and compliances on integrity issues. We look forward to deepening this partnership, particularly in developing internal policies and procedures for corruption prevention measures, declaration of our interests, and audit ethics audits. I encourage officers from both institutions to use this workshop to build sustainable systems.
Kenya's healthcare system is under fresh scrutiny as experts warn that the country is not where it should be in providing quality healthcare services and manpower. According to the Kenya Pediatric Research Consortium, gradual exit of donor funding, including from USAID, should serve as a wake-up call for both county and national government to invest more in critical areas such as maternal and newborn care. Speaking during the launch of the 5-year strategic plan, Professor Fred Were said despite years of data collection, little of it is used to guide policy or improve healthcare outcomes.
It's easy to say we are not where we want to be because not a single indicator of manpower requirements and distribution is fully met. We have gaps in the country, we have gaps in the region, we have gaps in the world. There's almost nobody who can actually boast that they have got everybody provided for. All the support we need as a country was our people who are trained to do some stabilizing research like ourselves to make that link so that we reach everybody.
Enhance the research infrastructure and the aspect of implementation science, translating research into policy and practice is very key. And of course, the need to continuing diversifying research funding.
To environment matters, where the Environment and Lands Court in Olkalau has prohibited the planting of eucalyptus tree within 30 meters of wetlands. Speaking earlier today, Justice Joseph Mugo issued the directive in a judgment delivered, as well as ordering that trees already planted in such areas be uprooted within 45 days. The case was filed by Nyamira-based lawyer Wilfred Moseti Omariba, who accused government agencies of failing to regulate the growing of eucalyptus tree. Let's listen in.
You are caught in future.
code puts in place the following limitations in respect to the planting of eucalyptus trees. That is to say that eucalyptus trees shall not be planted, and if already planted, the same shall be uprooted in the following areas. A, at a distance of less than 30 meters from a wetland, riparian zone, water catchment areas, rivers, streams or ponds, and the immediate surrounding of lakes, ocean, ponds, dams, and other bodies of standing water.
All right, and that's all we have for you on Citizen TV Briefs at this hour. More details will be coming your way later on at 7 and at 9 p.m. Thank you for watching. My name is Jimmy Mbogo.